So I have recently come around to the idea of the Taka ship, but when it comes to Suyin having Sokka as her father, not so much. Hello everyone, welcome to the Geek Talk. Today, let's discuss why it is a terrible idea for Sokka to be the long-lost father of Suyin. And this all stems from the fact of timeline and timing and a few things that would just be a little bit problematic. First off, as we know from the lore, Toph had Suyin at the age of 38. Also, damn, she had kids at the age of 38, although that makes kind of sense because I would think that Toph would have kids at a later age. And at that same time, Sokka would have been 41. Sokka dies somewhere between the age of 74 and 86. I think it's because of his involvement with Red Lotus and protecting Korra, though of course this is just speculative. I have a whole entire video here, if you can watch it here, around my head. So why am I explaining all this stuff? It's because of the reason of, let's say, yes, Sokka is the father to Suyin. That means there was 33 years of him not interacting with Suyin whatsoever. As we know from the Metal Clan episode, Toph specifically states that neither of her children, Suyin or Lin Beifong, had no association with their fathers whatsoever. Therefore, if you want to hold on to that theory that Sokka and Toph did get it on and made Suyin, you have to reckon with the fact that Sokka would have been an absentee father for 33 years, well into Suyin's adulthood, because by the time that he died, Suyin was in her 30s, like deep into her 30s. And that makes absolutely no sense from what we know from Sokka. He would have been very family oriented. He would have put his kids first. He wouldn't have cared if it was because it was outside of his marriage or outside of a proper relationship or whatever it would have been. He would have wanted to be in Suyin's life. So the other option is this. Toph did not let him know that they had a child together and she just kept that secret. But that's really messed up too, because that means that for 33 years, Toph did not allow Suyin to know who her real father was, and we know she probably had those questions and Toph could have lied about it, but I don't see the reason for it, especially when Toph is so forthright and she doesn't really care about what the right thing is. I wouldn't see her going out of her way to be like, no, that's not your father, or I'm not going to tell you who your father is because, I got with him when I wasn't supposed to be or whatever. That's not a very Toph thing. So both of those scenarios just don't make sense. Sokka would have wanted to be in Suyin's life. Toph would have wanted him to be in her life as well and wouldn't have cared about the social stigma around it or anything like that, especially when she's so progressive in general. So I ask you guys this question out there. Do you really want that to be a reality for those people who want them to be together? Now, I'm okay with them being together. I'm actually on board with that. As I progressively have been reading more of the comics and have seen a little bit more tidbits with Sokka and Toph, I can say that I can comfortably be a Taka shipper, but them actually having a child together and having this weird non-relationship with the father figure doesn't really cut it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you think there's an entirely different scenario that you can see that could have happened for the reason why there was no relationship between Suyin and Sokka if there was a child rearing thing going on between them. Or do you agree with me and you think that's a pretty ridiculous thing? Because I think it's pretty ridiculous. You can also watch more of my videos here at the side of my face. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, love, and remember, be water, my friends.